From future wife to zero. Hello, I just need to vent really. I was supposed to get married in October. We had a Halloween wedding planned, but around July, my ex-partner decided that he wanted more me time. That means hanging out with friends, going to the gym etc. I was kind of offended because I never tried to stop him from doing those things. Then he found a new female friend and he is crazy of her. She is a new colleague of his. I told him that to me it looked like a crush and that it was making me uncomfortable, but he said that he didn't have to ask me for permission to have a friend. I am not a particularly jealous person, but this infatuation was stinging very much. One day he was too drunk to come back home and slept on this person's floor. He treated me like a crazy person for being offended and hurt. From there everything went downhill. The big dilemma was, why would he get married if he wouldn't be his own person anymore? I have to move out now because he started this new job and it's only fair that he focus on this now. The fact that I was getting hurt by him didn't matter. I don't matter anymore. I have lost so much in a matter of just a few months. Now we see each other every day and it looks like he hates me. What did I do wrong? What could I have done to stop this? Him flipping out and taking a wrecking ball to his own life is nothing you did wrong. And there is nothing you could have done to stop this. People have autonomy, even in relationships. Sometimes that means seeing someone you care about hurt themselves. Sometimes that means the relationship ends. That his actions indicate you don't matter to him doesn't mean you don't matter. You have value. Never let anyone tell you otherwise. You should be so thankful you didn't marry this guy. He seems very cold and manipulative. And possibly a cheater. You dodged a bullet. He fucked a work crush and now he's mad that there were consequences. You did nothing wrong. The common term for it is cold feet. To help himself deal with copping out, he has to lay the blame on you. For injuries either real or imagined. You are lucky to be rid of him. Now is your chance to find a real partner and not a kid in a mont's body. Abandoning my son for raising wife's affair child. Too long did not read. I, 69M. am considering abandoning and disinheriting my son, 37M. for supporting his wife, 39F. to have an affair child and claiming it as my grandchild. My son is a failed painter and a minor political activist without income or assets of his own and is living by my support. 2 years ago a young colleague, 28M, of mine whom my son and his family never met in person informed me that my daughter-in-law tried to hook up with him. I trusted him because he was well known for his honesty and hired a detective to learn more about my son's married life. He found out that my son's marriage was over years ago but avoided divorce and remained in an open marriage. But I didn't consider calling him out because our relationship has already been weak and meeting only few times a year. Yet it became worse a year ago as the detective told me that my son supported his wife's decision to have a child with one of her lovers despite having their 2 children. I confronted him yesterday when he tried to trick me into believing that child my grandchild. I am contemplating withdrawing financial support from my son completely and giving his portion of inheritance to my eldest son, 45F. who has successful military and political career and his personal life is unlike his brother. But should I? Why do you financially support your 37-year-old son at all? It's time to let him to make his own money anyway. Something about this feels fake. I hope it's fake. Your son's marriage is not your problem. However, you are in no obligation to support him as he's a grown man, and if he decides to raise a 3rd kid he should be able to afford it. But since I'm not entirely sure if your intention is to blackmail him into doing as you say or if you are simply fed up with the financial burden, I'm not sure what advice should be given. So if you could clarify that, it'd be appreciated.